How does it feel to be an FNCS champion?
Good.
How does it feel to win the first grand finals of 2025?
Winning the first grand final is always like a stress reliever because called for LAN, and now you kind of just play for the money. But now it's time to win 2 in a row. That's my goal.
Wait, Acorn solo clutch, never mind. Acorn has always been accused of getting carried as FNCS wins. Acorn, the chance to clutch up, prove to the world that he's earned the FNCS win.
There's another team on this
And he f***ing does it. Dig Acornski 3x.
So at the start of the season, notably, you were with Dignitas and Agers. What made the decision making the switch to Pollo and Agers later on?
Oh, the reason we switched trios is because Pollo won 3 in a row, and I knew there was potential. I played with him before, and we did really bad, but even though we did so bad, I still knew like this is someone I want to play with in the future. Like he has all the right things. When he was on the market, I just had to take that opportunity. When we first started playing, I was back home at 60 ping, so I wasn't playing the best myself, nor was I grinding the game. But I think the week leading up to Heats, I started actually locking in. I was still home at the time, I started locking in. And then once I actually got to Dallas, I literally played non-stop Fortnite for like the past week and watched as much as I could, learned as much as I could. So like I feel like I was the one holding my team back up until like I was really locked in for the week before grands. For them, like they were always playing good.
So now going into grand finals, Peter has a perfect season going into it. A lot of the community sentiment is that he's the favorite. It is impossible to lose. A lot of fellow pro players were saying everyone else is playing for second. What was your mindset compared to theirs?
My mindset going into grands, obviously Peter won 5 in a row, so I didn't want to let him have, you know, a perfect season because he's had that before. And I also, me and Agers wanted to continue Pollo's streak. Obviously, we're playing with him, so that was one of our goals. And then my mindset going into it was like, we can win. No one obviously had us like winning. Not that it matters to me, but I knew we could win and knew we had what it takes. If we all play to our max potential, I was like, this is a win. So going into game 1, our mindset was let's try to have as good a game as possible to start off the tournament. And we kind of already had like a plan. Like this is my first grand finals with a plan before going into it. Usually I just go into grand finals with somewhat of an idea, you know, based off the cash cups, this and that. Worked with the coach this time, so really put time in, had a plan, and then tried to do as good as we could game 1. Ended up doing everything we wanted to do, and we ended up winning the game.
He's trying to take advantage, but out and around, that's going to be a minute. Braid from down below, Visuals there as well. 3v1, but Pollo's not going to be stopped. Down goes a minute, 9 HP. Finally making it into the zone. He's trying to let the Storm do his work for the Siphon to come into play. It's all up to Visuals now. It's going to come down to a single shot. Pollo does not miss. He connects when it matters, and he will win game number 1.
So walk me through that end game, what you're thinking through it, and then how it felt getting that first game out the way and seeing yourself at the top of the leaderboard.
Okay, so that first game, I remember we were mid-ground on first moving, looking for height. It was cold and Peter on height, I remember. So we ended up storm flanking them, killing one, and then we took it from them, and then eventually we hit a wind sprite, and then that kind of ruined everything because now we're on different layers. We were so high up, flying down and everything. So me and Agers ended up going down, and then it was a 1v2 Pollo at the end, and then he just killed them both, and we're all just celebrating.
Oh my god! Oh boy. Let's fucking go.
Now game 2. You have the game 1 win. You see yourself above Peterbot. What are your thoughts, you know, after that game 1? Is that when you start to believe, okay, they're beatable?
Going into it, I always knew they're beatable. It's not like I see us above them on leaderboard, like, oh, now is our chance. The second trios came out, I was like, okay, this is IGL game mode. This is like my playing field. If I do bad, it's on me. And I knew that, so that's where my confidence came from, because I know, I'm not trying to sound egotistical here, but I know I'm better than Virtual, which is their IGL. So obviously, I knew I had that, so it's not like I ever thought like, oh, we're above them. We can actually maybe win this. No, the whole time I was like, we have to keep playing good. We have to keep playing better.
Agers solo clutch game 2. How did it feel for you to see him be able to pull that off and understanding your teammates' mentality in the grand finals as well?
So game 1, game 2 was 2 like solo clutches kind of. Going into it, like after seeing that, I was like, okay, my teammates are clearly playing to their potential. So that was like, all right, this is going as planned.
2 duos, wait, solo, another solo, in your body, in your box, 2v1. Nice, bro.
So game 3, 13th place, your worst game of the entire tournament. Talk me through your mindset after dying and how you were able to bounce back mentally after that game.
Okay, so game 3, we didn't get a single mask off spawn. Usually we're getting 5 or 6 masks. So that game was so unlucky, but we still made it work. We did everything perfect. Like I would say I played that mid game really perfectly. Got us to everything we had to be, but in that end game I had a katana and that was my first time using it this season. So I kind of just made a mistake and we all got punished for it.
Last game of the day. You are in first going into the last game and you have a 4th and 3rd place. How do you feel like seeing yourselves on the leaderboard? Does adrenaline kick in for the last game or did you start to come back to earth?
So last game, game, I remember we didn't have much surge that game, so we kind of had to make some power plays. We were stacked. I went for height first moving, cranked up. It was clicks on the other side. We took it from him. Then we tarped, and then eventually it was a 2v2 versus us and Booga, or a 3v3 versus us and Booga.
Spray this guy. Crack.
30 on your back, boy.
Behind the single storm. The duo.
Yeah, 1v2. They're fighting, yeah.
And we ended up choking. Obviously, I wanted to have like a win to end off the day because we started it with a win. So I was thinking, you know, like this is it. Like we're about to win this last game. We're gonna have such a big lead. And then we sold that. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. After we lost that game, we were all so bummed out. Like not one of us was like, let's go. Even though we were in first by 100 points, we were all like, no. And you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, looking back at it, obviously it's fine. But in the moment, yeah, we were all so upset.
Day one ends. You guys are in first place with 512 points. You have a 90-point lead on second. Walk me through your mindset, how you're feeling after the day, and you know your entire team's mentality around how you can continue the momentum and how to make sure you guys don't, you know, quote unquote choke.
Okay, so day one ended. First thing I was like, okay, we have to watch back what we did. We have to learn from it because we made a lot of mistakes, even though we're in first. Like you being in first doesn't mean you play perfect. We realized, okay, we really didn't play as good as we should have. Like there's so many mistakes here and there. We also understood that our mid-game strategy would have to change because people are going to watch back and adapt. And especially if it came down to it, we knew Peterbot would try to fight us early game because like that's their strong suit is fighting. So we had a different strategy set up for like game 11 and 12 where we knew they would get aggressive. What we wanted to have was a lead so big that even a 20 bomb couldn't save them. That was like what we wanted. So every time it was close or not, we were always trying to make the gap even bigger because I was trying to start my stream up and go live before last game, but yeah.
Game one of day two, 6th place with 9 eliminations.
So I think game one of day two, we were so shambles. Like the zone pulled so up north, I remember. I think it favored Peterbot and something was happening to us like that early game, I remember. But we still had like a decent game, so we weren't happy, but it was kind of just like hoping to have it in the next 5 games be better.
Smack. So get another build. Get 2 builds. One more build.
No.
So that game, Ritual Cold Peterbot dropped a first place with 14 eliminations. I believe day one, they got Island only 1 game out of 6. They get Island first game of day 2. How does your mindset change, you know, seeing them close that gap? Do you feel any additional pressure? And how do you approach it as the leader of your team?
Seeing Peterbot win first game was a bummer. Every time like we're dead and we're spectating and we're always trying to figure out like, is he alive, this and that. And then we just seen him win the first game with however many kills he won with. So I think the gap after that was very close. So we're like, okay, we're really gonna have to step on the pedal here.
Anything to think outside of the box and make a play. Peterbot gets tagged up, drop Rob, Cole gets revenge, gets the damage. He can finally figure out a way to come up clutch, but they're ready for the fight on the other side. They drop down. Peterbot is not gonna be disappointed because Cold and Ritual clutch up when it matters and win their first game of Major 1.
Game 2, 3rd place, 7 eliminations. Agers solo clutch, probably the second most impact solo points on the entire day. How did it feel for you to see that he was able to pull those out? And do you think that was the difference?
I definitely think Agers solo clutching made the difference because as a trio, like we are good, right? But I wouldn't say our strong suit is endgame. Like that's where our issues come in. So I think having someone like Agers and Poyo, like that could just pull out solo clutches whenever they want to, like it literally made the difference and the difference was so close. So not having Agers, I don't know if I could have won.
Yeah. Nice. Play second.
That's a kill. Give shield push. I think you run around now.
Just run around. Nice. No, bro.
So now you are at the halftime mark for day 2. Game 3 happens. Peterbot goes down in 17th place with 3 eliminations. Did you guys, one, see that in the feed? And if you didn't, after the game, after you saw them go down early, how did that feel for you?
We ended up seeing him die and we're like, Poyo or Agers saying it. Like, they were like, yeah, Peter dead.
Dying here as well. They all died. Cole died. All of them.
It's like, all right, chill. Like, let's lock in. So I remember that game. I was like, okay, this is the game. We play for height. First moving happened. I think we ended up playing like low ground. I think we ended up taking it on second moving. We had it. We were on height. We had like 7 kills. Like I was like, okay, it's a big game. And that's when everything went wrong. We got chopped. Poyo died. And then I shortly after that died as well. And then Agers, I think he like found Poyo's body, got the loot, ended up solo clutching 3rd. So I think we were kind of bummed out that it wasn't like a big game because we wanted it to be like our win, you know? We were waiting for our win and we thought that was the game. And we also knew they died. So if we had like the biggest gap between them, their mental would just be shot. But we ended up only having like a 3rd place. So still a good game, but not what we hoped for.
So 4th game, Peterbot dies early again. 11th place with 3 eliminations. So back-to-back poor games. When does it start to hit for you that, okay, this is our tournament to lose?
So I think when we had that 100-something point gap going into like game 11, I think, we were like, okay, now they have two options. They can either play their game out, land on us, or just key us. So we were thinking they're probably not going to land on us because they've never landed night shift. So we're like, okay, let's play safe. Let's do something else this game. So we ended up pushing south and trying to like just scramble on the map so they couldn't find us. Honestly, like that lead, it wasn't like enough for us to be comfortable because we just know they're a pop-off team. Like they have one good game, they're just going to have so many points. So we were like, okay, it's either a 200-point lead or nothing. Like we got to keep pushing. And yeah, so we did. Game 11, it was a north zone and we all died, I think around like top 5, top 6. We were all bummed out because we know we could have done so much better that game. And then we're just spectating, we're walking through all the teams, clicking next player, next player. We couldn't find him. We were like, oh, it's him on low ground. And then I was looking, I was like, that can't be him. And then he just hit the craziest solo clutch I've ever seen. Like this guy had the Invis coin. He just killed like 8 people in a row and got the top 2. And we were just watching it and we were just so annoyed.
Making sure he holds that sprint button. There it is. Siphon comes through. And another one back to back. This is why we refer to as one of the best players in Fortnite history. Rise goes up. And don't let the name fool you because he immediately goes down. The Peterbot destruction is real. And again, barely escaping. 10 HP, 1v3.
The gap now, I believe, is 40 points. What are your thoughts? Because you had a decent game, nothing crazy, but what are your thoughts going into last game? Are there any additional nerves? Because you guys have been underdogs the entire tournament and now it's one game's a difference.
Okay, so going into last game, we knew we were guaranteed top 2. Like for us, we didn't really want to get second though, obviously, because we're in first the whole tournament besides like one game. So we had a 59-point lead. I remember thinking like, oh, they're gonna have to push us. Like 59 points is such a big lead. So I remember I was just leading my team like south and everything, and like we're trying to scramble through the map again. And then I remember going like throughout that game, we were getting keyed for surge, and Agers and Pollo both got knocked, and it was just me alive. And I just remember hearing their voice like they thought it was all over.
Wait, Acorn solo clutch, never mind. Acorn has always been accused of getting carried as FNCS wins. Acorn, the chance to clutch up, prove to the world that he's earned the FNCS win.
There's another team on this side.
And he does it.
And then I ended up clutching and I 1v2'd. I remember after I 1v2'd, Agers was like, let's go. I was like, chill. Like we still could get keyed. It's not over. And I just remember throughout that game, I was just trying to lead them as much as I could and like make sure they're not nervous, make sure they're not panicking. Like I've been in this spot before. Okay, this is my 4th win. And I feel like that's just my comfort zone at this point. Like once you have so much experience, the nerves just go away. So I feel like that's where I thrive.
So you guys have a good game, but Peterbot also is dominating from, I believe, high ground. Do you know you've won by the time you guys got eliminated, or do you see him on high ground with 15 kills and think, okay, we might have lost this?
Okay, so when we were on high ground that last game, we had like 7 kills already or something. So I already thought we won the tournament, I'm not gonna lie. But for some reason, when they took height from us, I didn't know it was them. I told it to drop. For some reason, I'm so glad I did because we wouldn't have won if we died to them right there. I told us to just drop and just play low ground because I know we just need a top 5 or something. We don't need to win. So why would we risk fighting this team right here that we have no info on for height? Throughout that game, like I remember we killed low ground, I'm tarping ahead, and I seen a player back zone, and I just started going for a clip. I'm not gonna lie. I went for a clip on him. I died because I thought we already won. That's why I went for a clip. And I died. And then I was like, let's go. Like I was celebrating. And they're still like duo clutching. And then I remember Pollo was like, it's them on high ground. They have 15 kills. And I was like, wait, what?
Are they still alive?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
We have so many kills.
We had 10 kills.
These guys have 15 on height.
Wait, actually.
Is it Peter? It is Peter. It's gonna be close.
I thought we lost. Like I thought it was over. And then they ended up getting a 16 kill win. And the difference was 14 points. And we won.
I told you guys before the game. I said we're not letting that shit slide.
So walk me through the winning moments, what it felt for you in that moment when you finally won. Walk me through how much it meant to you in this specific win to overcome everything as the underdog and finally win a championship again.
Coming off last year, I remember after winning with Cold in the beginning of the year, I was like, okay, Cold, like we have to win back to back. Like that's my goal. Like last time we won, we did so bad. The next year, like Peterbot just dominated. Seeing him dominate, it just made the game so boring. Like I felt like at some point we couldn't win. Like I was queuing up cash cups knowing he won. Now, obviously, like winning again, I don't know, it's just refreshing, and obviously it's one of my goals, and we just had to stop him, honestly.
How much longer do you see yourself going?
I haven't really thought about it. I kind of just been playing and like locking in. I feel like I'm improving every year, so I really don't know. I couldn't answer that question.
In your career, you faced a lot of criticism for being carried. You finally put all those rumors to rest. How does that feel for you personally?
I mean, it feels good to have those rumors to rest, obviously, but I never really believed them. Like at some point, it really did bother me. You just kind of grow and learn from it, and you're like, okay, like what does it matter what other people think? Like as long as I know I'm a good player and I know what I'm doing is good, like, it shouldn't really matter. So, I mean, now people seeing like how good I actually am it's nice and it feels good. But I think it feels even better for me knowing I played good this grands. So yeah.
If you had to label your FNCS win with just a short sentence, what would you label it as?
If I had to label my FNCS win with a short sentence, I would say underdogs. That's the only word word I could say because no one thought we were gonna win. We all got dropped and we all just formed and beat the people who dropped us. I just want to say thank you to my teammates, Oyo and Agers. Obviously, like, couldn't have done it without them. Also want to say thank you to all the fans and everyone because I was getting so many DMs throughout the week like, please win, please stop them, please this and that. And then after winning, seeing everyone like just flood my DMs, like congratulating me, this and that, like it means a lot. So thank you to everyone that was supporting me continuously, even when they thought we couldn't win. It means a lot, and I hope to make many of you proud.